Hi, I'm Aarti. Last week we discussed that community spirit holds us strong in the face of adversity, and especially during these challenging times. Do you know that one of the key features of community spirit is open mindedness? And we will talk about that today. People are very open minded about new things, as long as they are exactly like the old ones. Did that sound strange to you? Let me go for it again. People are very open minded about new things as long as they are exactly like the old ones. This quote by Charles Kettering has the ability to surprise me each time I read it. And do we realize that there is a ton of truth in it? Ever so often, we simply refuse to be accepting of new things, while we actually live in the illusion that we are indeed open or liberal, whereas we are far from it. And we continue to swirl happily in our comfort zone and curb our own evolution by expecting what we have always been used to. To begin with, being open minded simply means that we are willing to consider opinions and ideas that are new or different than our very own. Being open minded is a quality and a strength applicable to all areas of life, be it personal, professional, or social. Here is a peek into just some of the ways that being open minded benefits us. Number one, it allows us to weigh our options, seek out alternatives, and make our decisions accordingly. So, effectively, if we are open minded, we tend to be less biased. Second, being open minded helps us manage the strong urge to be right versus the understanding in an argument. We become more accepting of others' point of view. Mind you, we may still disagree, but with a lens of open mindedness, our awareness of differences is heightened and our responses more mature. And third, as a dispassionate receiver, open mindedness makes us free of illusions to embrace the novelty offered elsewhere. I highly recommend being open minded. Why? Because whenever I have been open minded, I have learned a lot. A few examples of which are I was very accepting of and lived in a mixed gender hostel accommodation in the United Kingdom, which was a sea change from the gender based hostel system in India. One of my first friends in the UK was a gay man at a time when even talking about sexual orientation in India was rather uncommon. And third, I have been willing to be subject to the domestic staff's traditional ways of warding off evil, or nazar utarna, as we say in Hindi, like burning a chili and running it past me. I let her do that as a mark of respect for her beliefs, even though I personally may not subscribe to this or similar superstitions. I have realized that whenever there is open mindedness on display, we see more acceptance, more curiosity, better listening, and most of all, we push the envelope on our personal growth. So, willing to try it out? Here are my three tips on being open minded. First, put yourself out of your comfort zone in at least one area of your life. It could be something like reading a few pages of a religious text other than your own and trying a new food. I already see some of us eating Karela to put this tip into action. Second, when you receive a sales call, show your open mindedness and patience and hear out the entire sales pitch. Ask reasonable questions, and if you want to, politely turn down the offer and close the call respectfully. This will help you appreciate the call center employee's work and develop an attitude of tolerance. And lastly, start to become more aware of yourself, your traits, and when you identify the need for a transformation, be accepting of the fact that you do need a transformation. Then put aside your hesitation, phone a coach, and say, hey, I am open minded to be worked upon. Are you willing to coach me? Thank you for your time, folks, and see you on another episode with Aarti next week.